And now, before our next show starts, let's enjoy a brief intermission. You'll find our snack bar is chock full of good things to eat and drink. Today we have some introductory popcorn and some future film fries. For your convenience, we shall keep you informed of the remaining intermission time. Your program will begin in 3 seconds. Enjoy the show! Hey, Matt, how did we get here?
I'm not sure. Uh, are we in like a void or something? What's the
I don't really.
deal?
It kind of looks like space, but like apparently I'm a film reel, and like I,
Yeah,
I'm,
I'm like a clapperboard. Like what is this?
it's wild, absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have like some things we wanted to talk about, so like I guess we could just do it
Yeah, you have
in
things
this.
to talk about? I have things to talk about. I mean,
I always have things to talk about. It's
yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
my
you're a
MO.
talkative man. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. All right. Well, who are you again? To remind me, brother, I think.
Yeah, solid intro.
Oh yeah.
For those who are unacquainted, because I'm talking out to the void. Hopefully, someone listens. I am John, John Nicholas, and my brother
And
on the other one, the one who looks like a clapper.
yes, I
That
I
is
am I am Matt Nicholas over here. I
yes,
I am John's slightly older brother.
yes, yes.
So we're in. Oh God.
It happens sometimes, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I need the water. That's what it is.
Yeah. See, beforehand, before we like got transformed into this new magical realm, while we were setting up for this nonsensical nonsense, my brother over there forgot his water in a different room, and now we're living this life. I have my water here. We'll do some ASMR.
All right. No. That is not necessary. No one wants to hear your. This is gonna be an outtake, isn't it? Or are we gonna leave this in?
No, we're leaving this in.
All right.
Um,
I'm cutting out my voice crack. Okay.
we'll cut out that, but the rest of this we'll leave in.
All right. Fine.
Um,
All right. So yeah, I'm a film student at Penn State University. Uh, I'm going into my sophomore year, and John is in high school.
I am in high school. I'm coming at you from an undisclosed location, also called the basement. Um, it's fantastic.
Uh, Fantastic recording location. We are just living it up.
Yep, living it up.
Yeah, but anyways, if you want to hear the opinions of some teenagers about film, this is the place for you.
This is indeed the very place. If you wanna hear some perspectives that their perspectives, I think they're pretty good. Matt thinks they're pretty good, but
I mean, like, do they like perspectives that, in the long scheme of things, like, might not matter at all right now, but
they won't. They hopefully will matter at a later date, which we will get to later in this podcast, and also hopefully future podcasts.
mm-hmm,
But
indeed.
we are now rolling.
All right.
So back to what we were saying. Um, we have the opinions of a film student, a soon to be film student.
Yes,
Uh,
soon, very soon.
what?
Soon, very soon. 3 years, but
Yes,
yes,
3 years, 3
soon.
years. Some very shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. Um, yes. Those are the opinions you will be getting for the prospective future. Um, yeah. We're gonna be talking about some film related things. Um, just kind of talking about it, making some opinions. Uh,
Yeah, so
yeah,
one interesting topic that we had recently stumbled on was a guy. Well, it was Geoff Doyle.
yeah, G.F. Doyle.
Yeah, so
He was talking about the like how hard it is to get into the film industry, and um, me and Matt were both kind of talking about it, and like it's a very like good topic to talk about, especially for like first episode.
yeah, because I feel like, well, most of the people that we're going to be interacting with, our film students or kids who are like looking up at these movies and are like starry-eyed and wanting to like see, like, wanting to make their own, tell their own stories and everything. And this video, which this would be a good place to have it insert in here, but
Yeah,
this video was like just bashing it like down, like trying to bash down all like the kind of hopes and like of like people like us really. It's kind of
yeah,
what it 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 didn't come off that way. It was kind of like supposed to be like, hey, like open your eyes a little bit. But for
yeah.
people like you and me, I feel like it was like we knew this going in. We know that
Yeah,
it's
we know
like
we know that it's hard, and like
we know how hard it's gonna be, and like we know how hard we have to work in order to get there.
yeah,
And
it's gonna be like it's gonna be the hardest thing that we will do our entire lives, probably.
yeah, but that's the point
It
of it
will
all.
be.
It's that
Yeah,
like this is something we both love to do and like
yeah.
want to do it, and like it's gonna be hard, but it's
It's
worth
also gonna
doing.
be,
Like,
yeah. It'll be worth it.
yeah.
And I don't know, for anyone that is listening that like feels hesitant about this, but is like has the passion for in any kind of career or an art or something that is very this is getting a little deep here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you gotta just like keep going, and like as long as you have that passion and that drive and that real feeling of that like I'm gonna get back up again no matter what happens, like I'm gonna keep going, like you will get where you want to go.
Yeah, and exactly. And like, to say that like 1% of like film students will actually like make it into the industry or whatever, like because of
I
the
feel like
job
it's a low
market.
ball, but
That's
like
yeah, that's probably a low ball. Like if we're being real, but like still like that. I
I
feel
definitely
like
don't.
it's so like all right. First, like this is kind of branching into something new, but like it's so much different. Like the industry is so much different than it was back then. When he was going into it, like when all these like big name directors that are now approaching like this older age and
Your
everything.
Spielbergs, your
Yeah, like
yeah,
Lucas's, Cameron's, like all of
they
them, they
yeah
entered the industry at a very different time. Like the
yeah.
media now is
The media
becoming,
did
yeah,
the
like,
media did not exist compared to now.
yeah,
Compared to now, there were if we were to look at the media then to the media now, like I bet today I could tell you if I did enough searching, I could tell you what Dwayne the Rock Johnson had for breakfast.
oh yeah, probably, yeah, with the amount of social media we have.
With the amount of knowledge that we have of people, like it's insane. Which
Yeah, it's just like I feel like the whole medium of film is, or like I feel like culture is shifting more and more towards this whole media of film because it combines
yeah,
like
the
literally
the
all of
visual
the art forms and like everything is kind of moving in that direction. And if
yeah,
you're able to tell stories like in a creative and
in a
interesting
visual
way
medium,
and like,
yeah.
teach people like and like all about themselves and all of that, like,
Yeah.
you'll make it.
Yeah. If you if you have that drive, sorry, hydration, need it.
Filling
Anyway,
up.
um, so if you like, if you like have that drive and you have like you gotta have that drive, that like a little bit of luck, a little bit of pixie dust, a little bit of talent, and some magic within you. You got it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, like to an extent, I almost don't even like believe in luck. I just think it's like just practicing like your craft over and over again, even while when
oh
no one has
yeah,
noticed you until like
until the day that
you
they
know,
do.
you become the quote unquote like overnight success.
Oh
And
yeah, there's no
even
such
though
thing as
there,
an overnight
yeah,
success. It's many, 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 many nights, and
many.
those like some of those nights were not so good. Some of those like sometimes it was not good at all. Sometimes you were not getting it, but then you slowly got better until some night somebody saw you, and it was real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how people make it. Like,
See that like
people did not just like appear one day
right.
and be good.
See like that's what you like that's what like you and I like I feel like we just I don't know, we're both like wanting to go like do it and like doing these like little shorts together like even
Oh yeah,
we don't have like any budget, you know. But if we can make
there is
something
zero
like
budget.
yeah, no, absolutely none. um
Yeah,
but like if we can do this and just like enjoy making like these things like enjoying the process of making things like
yeah, enjoying the process, getting better at the process, and having a little fun on the way is that's just how you get there.
yeah, like my whole philosophy on it is like I want to be able to make like films for my career. Like I want people to pay me to like keep doing this. So just like if they could pay me just enough so I could keep making films and doing what I love to do, which like doing this, like being obsessed with just like the process of doing like making films, writing, like shooting, like editing, all of that.
Yeah,
If they could pay me just enough so I can get to the next picture and to the next one, like I would be happy with my life. Like
yeah, that I completely agree with that, and I think that like I like if I can get to that point where I can be like you said, like making something like I don't know if we said this yet in this podcast, but we also like the two of us also want to like start work like want to work together in our
exactly.
creative efforts.
That's why we're the Nicholas brothers, you know?
Yes, that is why we are brothers.
Hmm.
Yes, we are brothers from the same mother. For those who got that joke, I bless your souls.
Drake and Josh is.
If someone didn't get that joke, I would be eternally
I would be
hurt.
so sad. The day Drake and Josh is not a thing. Like, if we get to the point where our kids like don't know who what Drake and Josh is, I'll be so sad.
I would cry. Anyway, but like we said, we want to like work together and like maybe someday open a production company. That's down the road. Down the
Yeah,
road.
but it'll happen. We just gotta keep
It'll
working
it'll
at it.
it'll happen.
Hmm.
It will happen. But like, besides the point, once we get there to like be living life and just like making stuff that we love, and I think that's what everyone needs in their life. They need to be able to be doing something that uh they can wake up every day and be like, yeah, I'm glad I'm doing this. Like, it's not like I'm doing this for a paycheck. It's like, no, I'm doing this for me.
Yeah, I mean,
There's an added bonus of a paycheck, but like, and the fact that I can, that one is living. But
yeah. So this is like getting a little into a little bit more of like, at least me personally, but so a lot of people don't know that I was originally supposed to originally going to college. I was had an ROTC scholarship for the Air Force, and uh, I wanted, for most of my life, people had been telling me, "Oh, you're good at math. You should be an engineer." Wanted to be like our dad and like go into the military because I wanted to be like, you know, like this hero or whatever. And like people kept telling me this and
Be what
telling me this.
everyone wanted
Yeah, I
you to
wanted
be.
to like, be what everyone else wanted me to be. And like, I hated engineering. I was good at it. I was very good at the creative aspect of it and doing the math and all that. I just hated doing it. And the Air Force, like, of of it all, of just taking like my time away from being able to make like things that I love to do, like in art and everything. I feel like our whole culture has shifted towards like, oh, your kid has to be like a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, or he's a failure or whatever. Like those are the things that you
Yeah.
have to be
And
successful, and that's just like the entire wrong way of looking at it. Like as a kid, like that's what was forced on like at me at least. Like
yeah,
not
and
by like necessarily our parents, but like like teachers and whole adult figures. And I feel like just film is like such a pure art form that so many people need to figure out and embrace what they love to do. And I hope that you know, I figured out that this is what I love to do and want to
yeah,
keep doing it.
yeah, I
Sorry, that was
that was a
that was a little
you can
big personal
you can step
story.
you can step off your soapbox. That was good.
Hey, thank you, thank you.
Um. Anyway,
I was pulling
since
my
Matt told
Willard
him,
preacher. Uh,
yes,
Now you get to
yes, yes.
go.
I will go now. I don't have as much of a big story as Matt did. But I definitely, from a very young point in my life, I was very drawn towards like arts. I'm in a lot of theater stuff. It's a good time. Um, I'm a theater nerd. Those who are theater nerds, bless your souls. Um, it's I don't know. I do believe that I feel like people need to accept that there's more than sorry. There's more than what's out there, like Matt said. Like, people are always like, you have to be a doctor, like, an engineer, or whatever, or you're not in, like, high society. And that's just wrong. Because, like, there's so much more there that people always take for granted. And it's just because of how our culture is. At least that in American culture, which is a whole other topic for a whole other different
Hmm.
kind of podcast.
Right.
Anyway,
Can I chime in? Like I've watched you, like, you're my little brother. You're 4 years younger than me, and like I've watched you since like we were both growing up together and a little kid. And I don't know if I've ever said this out loud, but I I almost envy you because like you like even since you were young, you were so creative and like bubbly and joyful and everything like that. And it just like people just gravitated like towards it, and like you always just like enjoyed like what you wanted to do, and like take didn't want to take shit from anything else like that you didn't like. And
yeah,
it's always been like, your art form. And looking back on like how you've been doing it in high school, like I'm almost envious because you're doing it right is what I'm trying to say. And with like your theater stuff, and you know doing these like shorts and
yeah.
embracing who you are. And I am really proud of you as an older brother because of that. And
That means a lot to me, man. That's soapbox. Soapbox is there. It will be there in post. Um, yeah.
putting the soapbox on like the silver platter.
Yeah, yeah. Um. Anyway, what a like branching off from that is very hard. Um. But yeah, I completely agree with you that like, I I don't know. I'm thankful for the way I am, and I definitely think that everyone in their life needs to accept, like, have that self acceptance and just be like who they are and be like you don't have to be super bubbly to like, or like super out there, or like be a certain way. You have to be yourself, because once you're yourself and people see that, no matter what, they're going to be like amazed, because so many people are fake today. The to
Right.
the Instagram thought, to our politicians, to whatever, like people are fake, and people will be impressed when they see someone that is like real.
Okay, so I fixed the audio, so hopefully that's fine. I've moved locations. But yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Getting back to film talk. Um, so John, what movies have you seen lately?
Something I actually watched fairly recently. I didn't. I kind of watched it. Just for the sake, I'm gonna say I watched it. So Inception.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of doing. I watched it, and then I watched some like videos, recapping it, and like then like did some more analyzation myself. Um, what's really cool about Inception, um, is that the entire thing, if you look at it from one perspective, you can look at it from the perspective of that it is about filmmaking. Um, if you look at it that the main character, everyone's names is slipping. Um, what's we're cutting this part. What's the name of the director of Inception?
I honestly
He
don't know.
directed Batman.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan. Got it. The director Christopher Nolan, if you look at Christopher Nolan as the main character, they actually line up pretty well, and they if you look at the main character as a director, and a few of the other characters kind of take different roles in the filmmaking process. Um, and if you put it all together, it actually makes a pretty good picture of what filmmaking is. The analogy there is that filmmaking is like the dream building kind of thing. So
Oh, okay. I get you.
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's fascinating. Um, so a counter question. Um, what is, if you could choose your a film to watch for the rest of your life, what would you watch?
Oh. Um. Geez, I don't know. I.
I thought this would be more fun than what's your favorite movie, because what's your favorite movie is a dumb question, because no one should have one favorite movie. End of story.
Yeah,
But I'm
like
saying
this. I'm
I'm
trying to think of like a movie that like never gets old, and
yeah.
like all right. So to define your question, like I can only watch this movie for the rest of my life.
Yes, you it's like desert island kind of situation. Like, what movie do you take to watch on the desert island?
Hmm. That's really tough. I don't know. Like, so one of the first ones that came to mind was like was Rear Window
Was what?
by
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Rear Window by Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, that one. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and that was one of the first ones that came to mind. I guess mostly because I could, like, you would notice new things every time. I guess, and also, I guess that's also kind of a metaphor for. It's a metaphor for how people watch film. Really, I don't know. I find Hitchcock's films a lot really interesting, but I feel like that one might get old after a while. So
Very meta. Yes.
yeah, sure. Um, I don't know. I feel like I'd end up going with some action. I feel like I'd go with like Indiana Jones or something like that because it always like I don't know, it never gets old to me.
Yeah.
Spielberg's like adventure films. I don't know. That's a really tough question.
That was a hard
What
question.
would your answer be to that?
I might go with like something our father would say, um, like Princess Bride,
Oh, I didn't think
because
about
like
that. That's a really good choice too.
because
Yeah.
it's got a lot of things happening. So if you look
Yeah.
at it through different lenses each time, it's a different movie.
Yeah,
So
it's
like
got the
if you look at it as like
romance
a
of
rom-com, like
yeah.
fun. If you look at it as like an action thing, also fun. If you look at it at like like at the angle of like psychological, like there's some that if you go in deep, like you can do your own research. I'm sure you're
Yeah.
probably intelligent people. Like there's some interesting things happening.
What if I had said 2001?
I both love and hate
Oh
that
no, oh
movie.
no, I know what movie it would be. I would choose Lawrence of Arabia. That's actually pretty easy
Oh yeah,
because it's
yeah,
like 4 hours long, and it's like
yeah.
practically like two movies. I don't know. I really love that movie. The cinematography is fantastic in it. I don't know. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's just so long. Like that way I could like break it up into chunks on my desert island. For
Yeah,
some
yeah.
reason I have a TV and equipment to operate, you know, a movie.
Well, I'm saying like
No,
it's like desert
I'm
island, and then
I
there's like a
know.
snack bar, and it's nice,
Yeah,
and
there's
like
a
you,
snack bar. You get the one
it's
chair where
limited.
with some popcorn where you can watch your movie over and
No, no,
over
no.
again.
Like you get like a hut where you live in, and then you got like a nice like a nice chair. Like you know those chairs that rich people have, but like as like chairs that you look at but don't sit in, it'd be one of those. So you'd have
Wait.
one of
Describe this
like it
chair.
has it's nice like velvet seating, like some nice seam gold trim seams on the side,
So a
some like
throne.
buttons are cute, I guess. Like I
So it
guess
would be a throne.
no. But but like small like small frame. There'll be a like a something floating in the void behind me while I'm talking about this for y'all at home, but for
Uh,
Matthew who um cannot see with through his third eye, um
oh, okay.
you have not awakened your third eye yet.
Oh my gosh, shut.
Um you have
I
not
have not
fully
awakened
become
my third eye.
you have not become a space baby yet.
Oh
Uh,
no. Oh no.
you have not transcended, Matthew. You must transcend.
The space baby.
Yes.
I must go to Jupiter and,
You must go to
after
Jupiter.
battle or after struggling against my
AI,
android
yes, your AI
AI
companion.
yeah, that has
After
locked
struggle,
me out of the spaceship. Open the pod bay
2001,
doors,
man.
Hal.
To like who who was on crack? Like who did crack cocaine and then wrote that?
Stanley Kubrick.
Like it's so good, but like also like part of me is like it's so good. It's undeniably good, but then sometimes you're just like what? 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 Yeah.
I don't know. Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke got together, you know, smoked a few, a log of weed probably,
A
and
whole
just was
log.
like, boom, script.
Remember that joke from Fluffy? Sorry, no one's gonna get this except for like 3 people, even if there is like -3 people
Wait,
watching.
which joke? Which joke?
The time that he's with Snoop Dogg and he's like smoking that fat doink.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, I've actually watched that video. It's fucking hilarious. Like I found Snoop Dogg's like YouTube. It's hilarious.
He just chills. He's like living life.
Like Snoop Dogg knows I bet you if I went up to Snoop Dogg and said, "Where's the closest person with weed?" he could point in a direction and
Oh,
know.
he'd
Like
be like, "Oh, here, man. You don't need to look for anybody. I got you."
he'd either no. I mean like someone besides him. He could give
Oh,
you a not like he could give you like a cardinal direction, like go south like 20 miles that way, or like take or like I don't know. This is a really bad Snoop Dogg impression because I can't do a Snoop Dogg impression, and I just sound racist at this point. But like go north like 20 steps that way and you'll run into a weed dealer, like, and you go there and there'd just be a man that would like be selling weed.
I mean, I don't think that's how things work.
I think it is.
All right, whatever you say.
I think I've transcended to space, baby Matthew. I think I've gone too far.
You've gone
Yes.
to full space, baby.
Yes. There's levels of John. So there's regular John, which you the people at home cannot see. And then there's film real John that's floating out in this void for all of you to see. And then there is Space Baby John, which no one ever gets to see except those who live with me. Which is in which I am very tired, and I'm kind of, for me I'm just very very tired. I've gotten to the point in the day where my brain is just like, no, you're good, man. You can like my body's like, brain, you can stop for today. Like you've worked too hard. And on that note, we're gonna
Yeah,
end this
we're gonna
podcast right here.
wrap up this podcast at least. Hopefully we can find our bodies, in this
I'm not
weird void
I'm
thing.
not worried.
You're not worried?
I'm not worried. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
All right.
These things usually pan out good. Usually.
Well,
In my experience in interdimensional travel, I've never experienced anything like this.
no. Oh, all right. Whatever you say. I guess. All right.
All right. Well.
Anyways, we'll be doing these podcasts on a weekly basis. So, anyone who's interested, this has been our first episode of Intermission Time. I'm Matt Nicholas.
I'm John Nicholas, and your show will finally begin. That was a terrible ending. That was a terrible sign off.